Morning students. Now in this section of video we are going to discuss class 12th maths and the topic is function. Okay, we have already discussed domain, codomain and range in my previous video. Now in this session we are going to discuss some special function, and before this we will discuss a term, real valued function. Real valued function. So you can understand it very easily. A function which have a real values. So which values? A function, if a function has real domain and also real codomain, this function is said to be real valued function. Real valued function. Clear? Okay, now next we'll discuss some special function. Some special function. In this some special function, first we'll discuss identity function. Identity function. Clear? Identity function means we can write it as fx is equal to x, where x is belongs to real. Here we can understand identity function by a graph in which it is passing through from origin y, x, x dash, y dash. Clear? So we can understand that for every real value x, we have a real value in y. For every positive real value, for every negative real value, we have negative real numbers. Clear? So concluded that the domain of the function is what? Real numbers. Domain is real number, codomain. Codomain is also what? Real number. Clear? The next is constant function. So as for this identity function fx is equal to x, for constant function fx is equal to c, where c is any constant. Clear? We can understand the graph of this function. For every real value we get only one answer. So this is x, y, x dash, y dash. So what? We get an answer, a constant. So we can mark it as and draw a line. So this distance we can say c. This distance is c, and the function is fx is equal to c. Clear? Now the question is, what is the domain and the codomain of this function? So domain is what value we can give this function? We can give any real number. So the domain is real number. And codomain, domain input, codomain we get always a constant c. So we get our answer constant C. Clear? Now next we are going to discuss third, reciprocal function. Reciprocal function. So we can write reciprocal function fx is equal to 1 upon x, where x belongs to real number. Clear? And we get all real number except what? Except 0. Why we not get 0? Because at 0 we get a infinite answer. Clear? So we find the graph of this reciprocal function. So the graph of reciprocal function is at 0 it is infinity. So we get like that something for real values, and for the negative we get again. When we have come to the 0 input, the function got infinite. Y, x, y dash, x dash. Clear? Okay, now domain of this function. Domain. What value we can provide? All real number except 0. So what we get? We get all real number except 0. And codomain. Again, codomain, we get all real number, but we doesn't get 0. So all real number except 0. Clear? Next, and very important, we will discuss fourth, greatest integer function. Greatest integer function. It is very important function, greatest integer function, and we denote this greatest integer function by fx is equal to square bracket inside of x. Clear? Where all x belongs to what? Real number. Clear? Okay. So before going to the graph of this one, I want to give the domain. Okay, first we'll draw a graph. It doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Clear? And the graph of this function like that, something like that. Clear? Now I just want to discuss that graph, the greatest integer function. So we can provide any real number. Just look at that. We can provide any real number. So domain is a real number R. And what result you get? Codomain. Codomain, you will get always integers. That's why its name is greatest integer function. Clear? Okay. If you have given any value of x, x is greater than equal to n. If x is greater than equal to n but less than n plus 1, n plus 1 is any value where n is belongs to, n is what? N is any integer. Clear? So for that, if you have given x is greater than n and less than equal to n plus 1, less than n plus 1. Clear? In that case, the x is less than equal to n. X is less than equal to 1. Clear? We can explain this by an example, and also I am giving you I can explain it by an example. Clear? If you have any value of x inside of this square bracket, so you will get answer n. Clear? Second, if you have integer inside a square bracket but negative, so your result is what? Remember that, minus x minus 1. Clear? So minus 1 minus x minus 1. Clear? Where x is? X is belongs to positive integer. Again explaining this, if you have inside bracket any integer, so you will get a result. What result you get? You will get the result n. Clear? So to explaining this greatest integer function, we have already discussed in class 11, but again I will explain it by an example. So I will take example. Example, suppose that you have a given 2.5. What you have given? 2.5, and it is inside of a square bracket. So what result you get? You will get, first of all just look at that, 2.5 is greater than equal to 2 and less than equal to what? 3. So what is your answer? According to this, you will get the answer this 2. Clear? What? You have a question given 2.5 and 2.5 is greater than 2, greater than equal to 2 and less than 3. So your answer is greatest integer 2.5 is equal to 2. I hope clear to you. I will take one more example. 3.7 inside of greatest integer. So what is the answer? Answer is 3. Clear? So any one is here given to you. 5.9. So our answer is what? 5. Clear? Another type. If you have given minus 2.5, so what will be the answer? What will be the answer? Look at that. What will be the answer? Minus x minus inside of bracket. So you will write minus first of all, and this is n. N what is means? 2.5. So the value is 2. If you have x inside, so result is n. So you have 2 minus 2.5. So what do you get? Minus 2, also minus 1. So result is minus 3. Means one more less the value of given this. We have what? Minus 2.5. So we get minus 3. Again, second example we have taken. Again I am taking minus 3.9. So result is what? Minus 3 and plus minus 1, minus 4. Clear? You can take one more example. 9.9 minus 9.9. So result is minus 10. I hope it is clear to you. Next is remaining modulus function. The last is modulus, and two are remaining: exponential function and logarithm function. That we will discuss in next video. Now our fifth function is modulus function. Modulus function. The many student has a doubt in their mind. If we have written like that, the function is fx is equal to mod of x. So often in class what we said, whatever the value inside of that is always positive, but we don't know reason behind of that. So I am explaining this, and the modulus function graph also I explained, and the graph of modulus function also explained. Clear? So first I will explain the graph. and the graph is that whatever value I am getting, I will get the negative real number, also positive real number, but always get a correct positive answer. So this X is what is indicating? X is indicating input. So we have positive input and negative input. So if we are providing positive input, so we get positive result. This Y is positive x-axis. It is indicating positive values. Why? If we are providing negative values, so we always get a positive result. Clear? It means, suppose I will take an example, fx minus 1 you have taken. So you are putting the value minus 1, so you get result 1. Whatever value you are giving inside of this, so you will get always a positive answer. Clear? So that is the graph of modulus function. Clear? Okay. Now the reason behind of the modulus function, why we are getting a positive value, and the reason is fx is equal to x if x is greater than 0. It doesn't any change. If x is greater than the 0, you will take x. Okay. Minus x if x is less than equal to 0. Less than 0, not equal to. Clear or not? If we have a value, positive value, so we will take x as it is. But if we have a values less than 0, so we will take minus x. Clear? So I will take in this example, x is equal to, if I take 1 plus 1. So what is the result? 1 is greater than 0, so we will take 1 as it is. Clear? If I will take x is equal to minus 1, so which condition applied? Second condition applied. Minus 1 is less than 0. So minus 1, if minus 1 is less than 0, so we will take this condition. According to this condition, minus we have already. And x is what? Minus 1. So we get minus 1 and the result is positive. So in some books you have written like that, minus 1 whole square is equal to 1. This is also correct, but that is the determinant of the determinants of the function, not modulus. So modulus can be understand this. If value of x is greater than 0, so we will take x as it is, and if value of x is less than 0, so we will take minus or x. So minus 1, we have a function value x, and we have minus already there, so we will get the result 1. Clear? So this is the function we have discussed. So two important functions you have to get: greatest integer function and the modulus function. Second is this.